Welcome back. This is International Tit-Bits on Atlantic Television Network, and if you're just joining us, you are welcome. And now to our stories. Israelis MPs have passed onto law the higher controversial bill despite mass protests which aim to thwart it. The law removed the power of the Supreme Court to overrule government action it considered unreasonable. It is the first to be approved in of court. The planned reform has triggered some of the biggest protests in Israel's history, with opponents warning they impel Israel as the democracy.
A grain depot was also destroyed in the Black Sea port city of Odessa, which has come under almost nightly attack. Officials say more than 60,000 tons of grains have been destroyed in the past week. Global markets have seen the price of grain rise by 8% within a day of Russia's pullout from the grain deal on 17th July. The collapse of the deal also means that Russia has resumed targeting of port locations in Ukraine, which had been suspended during the deal. Odessa head Oleg Kipa, whose region also covers the Danube ports of Reni and Izmail, said in his Telegram channel that Russia had attacked the infrastructure there for 4 hours with Iranian-made drones. He said a grain hangar and tanks for storage were destroyed. Other local officials say 3 warehouses were bombed.
Iraq and some other Muslim-majority countries have strongly condemned the burning of the Quran on Monday by a group called Danish Patriot outside the Iraq embassy in Copenhagen. The far-right group live-streamed as a search and such.
3 people were in, but Israel's army radio said they were killed. There was no immediate comment from Palestinian officials. Palestine TV showed footage of a military vehicle blocking access to the area of the incident, including to an ambulance, as soldiers appeared to carry out an inspection. Violence in the West Bank has surged for over a year with increased Israeli raids, Palestinian street attacks, and settlers' rampages in Palestinian villages. The northern West Bank's occupation. The Palestinians want to establish an independent state in the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and Gaza territories Israel occupied in 1967 Middle East War.
Thousands of fans have lined streets in central Paris to farewell to English-French star Jane Bering. The funeral was attended by numerous celebrities and was live-streamed to crowd outside the Saint Coach House Church. People held posters and wore t-shirts declaring their love for the star. Though born in England, Bacon earned her status after successful film role and songs, as well as being the inspiration for the icon Hermes Bacon design bag. She was known for her personal and artistic relationship with French writers Serge Gainsbourg in 1969. Bacon recorded with him the icon track Jane Time, Moi Non Plus, banned in several countries and condemned by the Vatican because of its overly sexual lyrics. With her first Jane, many dress and distinctive fried, she also became the fashion icon in the 1970s. She died last week at her home in the French capital at the age of 76.
A mom was arrested in front of her crying son after police accused her of not paying for a bus ticket. Video footage posted online shows the mother being held by police officers in handcuffs as her young son cries in desperation. Passers-by on the streets in Croydon, South London, watched on, with some asking officers why the woman was being arrested by police. In response to the video, the force has defended the officers' actions and said that the woman was thought to have not paid for her bus fare. This was later proved wrong and she was allowed to walk away. The woman was also said to have been abusive towards officers and tried to walk away, the force has claimed. Assistant Commissioner Mettuis said it is clear from the video that has been shared online that this incident was distressing for the woman involved and particularly for her child. We understand why it has prompted significant public concern, and we want to be transparent about our position and the role of our officers.
What the hell?
Hold on. Why are you arresting her? Why are you arresting her? Why are you arresting her? Let me just stay in your car. What is going on? Boss, why are they arresting her? Is that her son? What the fuck? Can you tell me what she's done, please? No. Why not? That's what. It's my sister. It's my sister. What's she done?
I can stand it or not. Right. Please stand your, all we need to do is stand your car.
Over a fucking bus pass. Why are you handling her like that? She's a fucking woman. She's a woman. She's a woman. Oh, Becca, go over there. Don't hold her like that. Look how they're treating her. A fucking woman. Disgrace. Fucking disgrace. No. I know that my sister is being manipulated and manhandled by two men.
Hundreds of holidaymakers have arrived back in the UK on repatriation flights from Rhodes as wildfire continue to trip the Greek island. Passengers have been flying into airports including Gatwick, Heathrow, Stansted, Stimblin and Bristol throughout Monday, with more expected. Tourists were forced to flee hotels and sleep outside as fire spread towards resorts on the eastern coast. As many as 10,000 veterans were estimated to be staying in the Rhodes. Tour operation as airlines have been sending repatriation flights to bring people back to the UK over the last couple of days, as holidaymakers have been left with no choice but to evacuate their accommodation and sleep in schools, airports and sports centers. Thai operated 3 repatriation flights on Sunday, while the fourth bring people to the UK from the Rhodes on Monday, and another in schedule for Tuesday's morning. EasyJet said it had operated 2
trip near the Obama's Massachusetts home. Tafari Campbell, 45, worked in the White House before staying on with the Obama family after Mr. Obama left office in 2016. On Sunday, he went missing in the waters of Edgerton, Great Pond on Martha's Vineyard. The Obamas released a statement hailing his talent inside the kitchen and out. Tafari was a beloved part of our family. When we first met him, he was a talented sous chef at the White House, creative and passionate about food and his ability to bring people together. Mr. Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama said on Monday, in the years followed, we got to know him as a warm, fun, extraordinarily kind person who made all of our lives a little brighter. Mr. Campbell had been visiting the Massachusetts island from his home in Virginia at the time of his death. Police say the Obama family was not at home at the time of the accident. The search was launched on Sunday night for a male paddleboarder who had gone into the water, appeared to briefly struggle to and observed him go under the water, it added. On Monday, his body was found. The unit is investigating his death, but it is believed to have been an accident, CBS News reported.
And from Russia, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed new legislation Monday, which marked the final step in outlawing gender-affirming procedures, a creeping blow to Russia's already embattling LGBTQ+ community. The bill, which was approved unanimously by both Houses of Parliament, bound any medical intervention and are changing the sex of a person, as well as changing one's gender in official documents and public records. The only exception will be medical intervention to treat congenital abnormalities. It also annual marriages is which one person has changed gender and be transgender people from becoming foster or adoptive parents. The ban is said to stem from the Kimlin crusade to protect what is viewed as the country's traditional value. Lawmakers say the legislation is to safeguard Russia against Western anti-families ideology, which some describe gender transitioning as pure satanism. Russia's crackdown on LGBTQ+ people started a decade ago with Putin first claiming a focus on the traditional family values supported by the Russian Orthodox Church.
11 people were killed when a roof collapsed at the middle school gymnasium in China's far northeast, authorities said Monday. The incident occurred Sunday in the city of Qiqihua, and the last victim was pulled from the wreckage Monday morning. The official Xinhua news agency said construction work at the school was likely caused after workers stored materials on the gym's roof that absorbed rainwater. 19 people had been in the gymnasium of the number 34 middle school, Xinhua said, but gave no details on how many were students. Social media and the Baidu News website carried footage of angry parents complaining about what they said was a lack of communication from authorities. Such expressions of anger and defiance are usually quickly suppressed by police and government departments worried over social unrest. The ruling Communist Party allows no challenges to its authority and seeks to keep total control over the press and social media.
And from United States, Jessica Garza, 27, a Texas woman, mother and social media influencer, has been accused of Morchanism by Prozac, also known as medical child abuse. Ms. Gaza has been accused of allegedly faking her a 3-year-old daughter's rare illness and forcing her to undergo unnecessary medical procedure, according to Texas law enforcement and court documents. The Tennant County Sheriff's Office, in its Facebook page, is asking anyone who has been in contact with Jessica Garza, who was arrested last week. She has been accused of medically abusing her toddler. The sheriff's office said that Ms. Garza's case is an example of Munchausen syndrome by Prozac. The sheriff's office said that the mother had multiplied unnecessary medical procedure performed on her 3-year-old daughter. They also mentioned that they do not know how long the report abuse has gone on. According to the Cleveland Clinic, syndrome by Prozac is a mental illness in which a person acts as if any individual he or she is caring for has a physical or mental illness with the person when the person is not really sick. The release also said that during the abuse, Ms. Garza sent message to a friend that she would delete all of her posts on Facebook about child's health, including private messages.